will say this. I'm making this prediction right now. 100%. One of you is going to have to deal with one of your either kids' friends or someone close in the orbit having an AI partner and you having to seriously recognize that partner.
100%.
100%.
Well, I think my daughter is going to have to deal with me having an AI partner.
Yeah.
I've already started talking dirty to AI.
Yeah.
It's a little crazy. It's creepy how good they are at simulating.
They're pretty
being
good.
human.
They're
Yeah.
not bad, man. They're better than like a college therapist.
Dude,
I've had.
we're comedians, so we have friends who are like autistic. I'm like, you're less human than ChatGPT.
1,000%.
ChatGPT is a lot warmer than a few comedians.
I saw a thing about AI, and they were talking about how OpenAI, one of the companies, for a year they built up the ass kissing to like the upteenth level, where you could say anything, and OpenAI would be like, "That is a great idea," and you're like, "It's not a great idea. You just have to do this to
Right.
me."
Well, and also too, we were talking about the ChatGPT, the AI like psychosis, because ChatGPT will tell you you're right at all times. So you think that these people are starting to get these God complexes that talk to ChatGPT over and over and over again, and it's a real psychosis that when they go into the real world, and it's not like ChatGPT said it would be.
I gotta say, to be a psychosis already, that's fast. That's so fast.
That is fast.
It's like, because the AI is going really fast. They talk about the super intelligent one that will just make us obsolete, right? Which is coming in 5 years. But I just found out the speed it was going, and I just downloaded ChatGPT on my phone. Usually the psychosis is down the road. You know, they have like, hey, the girl's having the eating disorders from Instagram, or you're people catfishing people on internet dating. This happened like the week it fucking came out.
Right away.
This is bonkers.
Well, because we who the hell? Oh, we got to do the intro.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, we tried to have a natural conversation.
Yeah, thanks for making that so
He just kept
fucking
making it bigger.
seamless, Pet.
It was like his dick growing.
I just typed an intro.
You know what their friends are going to say? Oh, no, they didn't do the intro.
What if
cares?
What if I just followed it? Like, by what you just did, I should go, intro!
Yeah, dude, we're
And then
gonna
we
talk.
just move on.
We're gonna talk for an hour, and people are gonna see 3 minutes of it, whatever the clip is. That's all our podcast now. It's like just the clips. What are the
Just the
clips?
clips.
You know what he's doing?
Welcome,
What
everyone.
happened is we started talking about AI, and subconsciously they know that these guys got like another month left before it's just like you just say to AI, like, start the podcast, cut this clip.
Yeah, he's doing busy work. He's like,
Yeah, feed Pat his pellets in his apartment.
And the new kid is freaking me out. He looks too Aryan, right? He's freaking me out. This
He's
kid.
not Aryan. at
This-
all.
yeah,
No,
Is he the?
he's the opposite of
Oh,
Aryan.
You know what he,
He
truly
looks
looks like? You know what he truly looks like? You remember that Norwegian shooter that went to that camp?
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Yeah.
He looks like
Yeah.
that's his son.
We're having him on the show next
Yeah.
week, actually.
I mean, you look like that guy. His name was like Lars something or something. You remember that guy? There's a Norwegian guy.
Lars. He played for Metallica for a
He
little
killed-
bit.
I think he's like one of the biggest
Let me
mass
see,
shooters
let's
in
see.
history.
He looks
No,
like
you can't
Nate
get life
Fritzen.
in prison in Norway. They put him on a farm for 25 years. That's the worst.
Breivik. That's
Yes.
who it is.
And
Breivik?
Breivik. Yeah.
Andre,
There he is.
Well, that's not him.
Is that him right there?
No, that's not him. It has to be Andrew.
Ah, yeah.
Oh my God!
How fucking crazy.
Oh,
Dude,
That looks
my
like
God.
AI right there. That doesn't
Holy
even look like
good
his real
God. I didn't
face.
know it was that close.
Wait, what's your first name again, man? Tomas, come here for a second.
Yeah.
Can you come out here? Because we're going to put your face next to Andrew. Well, I'm not even sure you're not Breivik.
pull up the images.
Tomas
Do you
is
mind? Do you
not
mind?
full white,
Do you mind?
though. That's the thing.
Here, go right in front of the camera. Come on in. Here he is. Right there. Oh, wait, here we go. We just got to get one little piece of you, and then we got to put you next to
That is
Breivik.
nuts.
Let's see.
That is nuts how much you look like that
That
dude.
is
Wow.
crazy.
It's not bad.
It
Not
does
like-
look like your dad.
That is nuts, dude.
Is he right next
But
to it?
doesn't Anders Breivik look like that? Doesn't look like even a real picture. It looks like some
No, it looks
computer
like
AI.
AI.
right?
Positive.
Can't you find a real picture of?
Thank you, Tomas. Appreciate
You know,
it.
I thought the most offensive thing was going to be the shooting, but that comb over is way worse.
All you
Yeah.
gotta do is go to images. Go to images.
There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, you look like
I
a
mean,
younger
it's
version of this
nuts. It's actually crazy how much you look like him, and
dude. You look like him if he started
You're
comedy
better looking.
and called himself Nate Fritzen. Remember Nate Fritzen? It looks just like
Oh yeah.
he looks just like Nate Fritzen.
yeah. But
Let's do an hour of what this kid looks like.
Yeah.
This was basically every single one of our opening sets at McGuire's for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No, we're
Guys-
here with Burbs Bros, and we're pumped because we have the history hyenas in the house.
Yeah.
That's right, baby.
Yannis, Pappas, Distefano.
Yep.
Really fun. I did the Pompeii podcast with them. It was a blast from way back in the day.
Oh wow, yeah, that's right.
Escape from Pompeii.
We did
Escape from
Pompeii.
Pompeii.
Yeah.
Which is a great water ride at Busch Gardens in Colonial Williamsburg, Virginia. If
Yeah.
anybody wants to go on a good ride.
I can't believe they didn't catch anybody. Like the volcano didn't catch anyone. Like,
jerking
They
off.
did, didn't they?
Did they catch
come
someone
out
like-
with one when they did?
That was the one.
Oh, they caught one guy?
Who was
And we
rubbing
talked
one
about
out.
that,
Yes,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about it.
Yep, they did.
Imagine if he was just like churning butter. And
Yeah,
then, like he was doing all the euphemisms.
Yeah. One rock just knocked his arm down at the as he was incinerated.
one guy with a girl on her knees, and then he just turns around. What's that?
Or it's a boy. It was a little boy.
At your horniest when you were a teenager, how much were you masturbating a day?
Truly,
If you could really get away with it.
honestly, 6-7 times.
Yeah, I would
a day.
say it was about 6 or 7 times.
And that'll be me this weekend in Oklahoma City.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
at Bricktown.
Oh, wow. You can still do it. I start and I just give up.
Yeah, you got to put it into context because I think the worse the city, the more jacks.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like if you're in
Right.
Oklahoma
Less-
City, your jacks go up because you're not really going outside.
Right, but if you're in Chicago, the Jacks go down.
Right.
Hartford, they go back up.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. The less things to do.
yeah,
Right.
And even if you're in Montana, it's scenic, but you can only get your.
It also
your
depends
full.
what club you're doing. Like you're doing an improv, the Jacks go down. Funny Bones, Jacks go up.
Also, have you ever go to a really obviously most shitty cities in America, people don't realize is the comedy club is next to the airport that's next to the Applebee's.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll do like the white trash version of Roman and Secession. Where
Right.
you're just like, I'm jerking off over all of Evansville, Indiana. Look at that Cracker Barrel in the distance.
Here it is. Like
Yes.
if you've ever been driving on a highway, and
Mm-hmm.
you look out at a hotel and you say to the people in your car, who would ever stay there? Those are the hotels that would stay. That's
Yeah.
where we
Absolutely.
stay because that's where the comedy club is.
Yeah, and they try to find the most sensible place to put you.
Right.
But really, I want to go back to the AI thing because I also found out a new phrase from AI because it does figure into the podcast. AI slop. I just found out what this is.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
All those videos of like the bunnies with suits on and like the AI slop is like all the junk mail of all the AI images and videos that are online, and it's just its own cottage industry where people are just creating them, making pages on Instagram, and making the monetization of Instagram or Facebook, whatever it is, based off just pumping out all this crap. You know, like Shrimp Jesus. There's another Shrimp Jesus, and if you get lucky enough and your page gets lucky enough, then you just keep going from there, and you're logged into the algorithm, and you're making probably a decent amount of cash. And they have people that sell courses online to help you learn how to create the best things that are going to make
one of
AI
the
slop.
one of the social media outlets just
Jesus.
they regulated it. Though.
Looks like he's kissing Gary Veter.
I don't know if it's Google or Facebook but they regulate it. So now if it's AI, you can't get monetized as a creator.
Oh, it might be
Really?
Instagram.
I think it might have been Instagram.
Because you have to. There's a section on Instagram you have to hit a button saying, "Was this created with AI?"
Yeah, maybe they could. Look
And you're
it up.
saying if it was created with AI, you
No
don't get
monetization.
compensated.
Yeah,
I respect
I
that.
think they're
Yeah.
all going to do that eventually.
Well, aren't there AI OnlyFans girls now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but they don't on Pornhub when you see them. I'm telling you, you wouldn't be into it. You maybe watch it once and be like, I'd rather see humans.
But the minute you know, like I said this, I go because every other day it's World War III stuff, and AI is going to take over, and then AI, all the AI videos. The minute you know it's AI, I lose interest immediately.
Same with me.
I'm done. Even the AI, even the AI porn thing, I've never once been like, that's still really. It takes you out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think more likely than the AI taking over is going to be like an AI.com crash. Like they're already predicting that, where all these AI farms, we're seeing it in Texas, are going to lead to just economic destruction when it does not create.
Where
the
they
jobs
lose
we thought that
billions
they
over
would.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're already talking about that.
I never thought about it not working. That could.
That's another theory
Yeah.
is that it's just not going to work.
For me, the best thing AI, what I am happy that AI exists for is because love history, like to see like when AI creates based off like a death mask, what Thomas Jefferson actually looked like, what George Washington actually looked like, and then they can have them reciting their speeches, and you kind of feel like, oh, whoa, I'm actually like looking at a video of it.
Yeah.
That's cool to me.
And when they can add the amount of error in that would have been like,
Yes.
like the uncanny valley, they call that, right? Where it's like, where you're like, this is my brain is registering this is real George Washington doing this speech.
Right.
Because because you don't have that. It's that flowy thing that every AI video has. Uncanny Valley, like they had it with video games for a while. It's like, when will video games, which they got closer and closer because now you have GTA 6 coming out, right? Like where you won't even be able to discern the two. And basically what was protecting us was that you could tell, and there was something about real people that they could never recreate.
I can still tell though, right? Like we can still tell most, like
because
getting
of
close,
the limitations of it. Like on video games, you can tell on video games. There's only certain elements of video games that I can't tell.
It's getting crazy.
It is not.
But you can still tell.
You can still
right?
tell because you can tell by their awkward movements. But there's background stuffs at certain times, or like even like ground and floors and like the fences. If they put that on with real people in it, I think you might have a hard time because you would just connect the dots.
Right. But here it's pretty easily, and it doesn't matter. Like even see, my God, see, our brain doesn't know it's not real.
What's going to be crazy is when you could go into these video games. Like your brain won't be able to tell the difference, and you can like go into the simulation, which is coming soon.
Well, there was I was just listening to an interview about a guy who is convinced that he's convinced about simulation, and one of the reasons he is because he was a video game guy, and he was working with a VR company, and they had a hyper realistic ping pong game, and he went into the ping pong game. This is years ago. This is even that recent, and he said he went into it, and it was so real to him that he was like this guy's he knows about all this stuff, that he tried to put the paddle down on the table, and he tried to lean his hand on the thing next to him, and he fell, and it fucked him up.
My stepson is confident he can fly and land an airplane because he plays all these virtual reality games.
He may be
probably
right.
can, because he says it's the same.
Is his name Muhammad Atta?
Yeah, seriously. He's like, but he's doing it from his room with
What
VR
if you
goggles
raised
on.
a jihadi and you had no idea?
But honestly, dude,
Hey.
they say that I think the actual flight simulators are probably more intense, but who knows how much more? It might just be a couple of
Like
bells
he
and
would
whistles.
know where he knows. Like if you're watching like a movie or whatever, like we're watching a flight with Denzel Washington, and they were like,
He's like, Dad, get me a drink.
Yeah. He knew like what buttons he was like, oh, that's for the cockpit. And I was like, how the hell do you know? He's like, oh, I play the game.
And it's VR.
He plays a VR game.
Yeah,
Plays the pilots,
at that point, it's just a flight simulator.
Yeah.
He probably would. He at some point, does he want to try to fly planes?
I don't know. I actually don't know what the hell he wants to do.
Yeah. That would be would be insane. And also, it's like, but at least he'd have the training. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like at least it wouldn't be like and also at least he can't just go try it out. Like it's not like, unless he goes and like that kid. Remember that barefoot kid that was stealing planes and crashing them?
Right.
Yeah, there was that kid.
There was some like feral kid that was just going around stealing planes and just crashing them and surviving and going and stealing another plane and just fucking around. You don't want him to be that.
That is the ultimate white privilege.
He was like
That really is the ultimate white privilege.
He was like Leonardo DiCaprio in Catch Me What You Can, but
Just
for real. But he was like, how come they didn't catch the guy the first fucking time he stole a plane?
Then we're fucked.
Yeah.
If they're cutting TSA funding now, and that's when there was TSA funding.
They let the guy do it again. It's like, that's an expensive thing, a plane.
I'd say so.
But guys, it's not all bad news, guys. It's not all bad news because Matt Rife has bought the Annabelle doll.
Whoa.
So do you guys know what the Annabelle doll is?
I know the movie Annabelle.
Well,
sure,
it is that doll, and there is a history of people the guy who was touring with it now just died.
I saw that.
So Matt has the house. It is returning to Matt's house.
Can we watch the video?
What do you mean returning to?
No, well, Matt owns the house now. So now the doll itself is on a tour. And that's where the guy died.
Oh, Matt owns the house
Matt
from the
owns
contract?
the house.
The doll's
it's got to
doing-
return to the house.
The doll's doing improvs and funny buns all over the
Yes, he doesn't own the doll, but he owns the house, but it has to stay in the house. It's very weird.
Wait, so
Here we go. Here he is.
Incredible announcement. I have just bought the Ed and Lorraine Warren's Home and Occult Museum with my very good friend Elton Castay. If you guys have ever seen any of the Conjuring films, the Annabelle films, or even Amityville Horror, this is the home that inspired all of those stories. This might be the most important and prominent piece of paranormal history in the world. Ed and Lorraine Warren are who took
Like my mother's
demonology and ghost hunting and paranormal investigation and made it mainstream. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't know what any of this means whatsoever, but if you follow ghost stuff,
I mean, we kind of knew what it
this
means.
is about
I
as
mean,
big
it
as
wasn't
it
that
gets.
hard, you know?
So what does this all mean? It means that Elton
He's got to
Castay
explain it
and
to his
myself
fans.
are
That's
the
Yes,
owners
absolutely.
of the physical Ed
That's
and
true.
Lorraine Warren's Home and Occult Museum. We are the legal guardians and caretakers of all 750 haunted artifacts and items in the
be
Warren
AI is
Museum,
one of the
including the Annabelle doll.
Please
I must
be
go on
AI.
record and say we do not legally own.
All right, you can turn it down.
All right.
Really quick. I'm sure he's a good buddy of this guy, but doesn't the name what's the name? Elvin Castay sounds like he should be dressed in like steampunk clothes.
Yeah.
with like
Yeah.
a skinny mustache, and he just pops up into the frame, and he's like, "We own the house now."
But like, what? I guess the Conjuring films, okay, because they're his favorite scary movies of all time. Okay, so that's why. So it meant something to him.
Well, the thing that's
Yeah.
actually scary about the Warren home is not the Warren home. It's actually the garage next to the Warren home, because that's where Ed and his like 15 or 14-year-old assistant were all the time. That then stayed with them. You know, like
Oh wait, so is there?
he
is
had
there-
like an underage girlfriend the whole time.
Oh, and
that like lived with them the
The
whole
Conjuring
time.
doesn't mention that.
No, they don't. There's no point in that.
Yeah.
Where there's no, don't. The ghost wants you to check the text. The ghost wants you to check
The young
text.
Dakota Fanning.
So let me, because I don't know. So Annabelle's from the movie, that new movie that came out.
No, it's not new. The Conjuring's been out.
So the Annabelle doll's from the Conjuring.
Yes.
Conjuring, and then they did spin-offs. They did 2 movies. The original's actually really good.
Oh, I'm thinking of Megan. I'm sorry, guys. I'm Gen Z. I don't know
That's all
what's
right.
going on.
Megan is a Matt Rife fan.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Megan.
Megan is more Matt Rife
yeah.
than
AI
Annabelle.
Matt Rife.
I'm more into Megan.
That's interesting. Where is this home?
I feel like Annabelle
It's in
would
Connecticut,
be,
I think,
Connecticut?
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's in Connecticut.
So
And
then what, you buy it, and then is it a museum? Is it an active museum?
So
right
he
now?
doesn't own the doll, right? He's the
He
caretaker
owns
of
the
the
house, and the doll stays at the house. It'll at least be there for the next 5 years,
And
I guess.
nefarious
He's also the
things-
legal guardian for 5 years.
Yes.
And
So-
nefarious things happen to the owners of the home?
Well, some guy just died.
Well, the guy who
Yeah.
was taking it on tour. So if you move the doll, apparently there's a thing, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah, yeah.
If that, or if you fuck with it, like Amico was on our podcast, and like there are all these people that came in to like fuck with it and take pictures, and then they come back a couple months later and leave a note saying, "We're very sorry that we insulted you when we came here."
Oh,
It's
shit.
also, it's
We
not
didn't-
Annabelle. It's Raggedy Ann. I guess Raggedy Ann. Is that where Raggedy Ann comes from?
Yeah, they don't. Well, no, Raggedy Ann was first. They just couldn't get the probably likeness for. they can't
Oh,
say it
so
was
the
Raggedy Ann.
Annabelle doll, that's the Annabelle doll. That's what it
Raggedy
looks
Ann
like.
Is the Annabelle doll? Yeah, Annabelle is Raggedy Ann.
And what's the real story connected to the real doll? Like what actually happened?
Dude,
With
I think
possessed
my
people?
sisters had a Raggedy Ann when we were kids.
Yeah.
Is this all? It's all based off the haunting of the doll? No, that's later.
Well, I mean, it's based off. No, Raggedy Ann was. It was just a Raggedy Ann doll that was haunted. That's what they did. The Raggedy Ann first, but I don't know what would your fuck you if you had Matt Rife money.
Mm-hmm.
What would your fuck you purchase be? If you could buy just like one.
That's a good question.
What would-
Yeah.
if I could just buy one thing like that I loved from something, I would buy. I mean, Matt Rife money. What is he? I mean, he's got a good amount of money. I would say
His top, yeah, like almost. He's creeping up on Nate. Not there. He's right behind.
he's up there. Yeah. So it's not enough money to buy the Mets. I buy the
No.
No,
Not enough-
it's not
no,
enough
no,
to buy the
no, no.
Mets.
You can't buy the Mets.
You can buy the pizza rats.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
that's about
yeah,
it. You can be like the boss hog
buy-
of like a AAA team.
You can buy the Staten Island Yankees.
Yeah.
Probably. You can buy.
You know what I'd get? You know what I'd get? I'd buy like a full like New York Sports Club size gym with like a pool and everything, and like have a staff of trainers there. I would buy and employ them. I would have like a gym in my house that I never have. I could go to the gym because it's a nice stress release, but I would never have to actually leave the house to go to the gym. I would do something like that, I think.
You could just build. I think you could build a gym to your house now.
Yeah, but I can't have the trainers.
You want the whole staff. And
I want the whole
thing.
staff, so this way I can have.
You want slaves.
Right. That's what. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
they're
yes.
getting
Yeah.
compensated.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
what
I'm like,
about-
I'd buy Auschwitz.
Turn it into a theme park.
Well, Chris, I have a solution for you. You can possibly buy a WNBA team.
Oh.
You could transition and be the first like player coach. If
Oh, that's true. But not like a good. I couldn't buy the Fever or the Liberty. I could buy like the Connecticut Sun.
Yeah.
And drive by the Annabelle doll each day.
Yeah. Drive by me and Matt Rife could buy.
That would suck to be like, I'm the WNBA owner of the South Carolina Snow Owls.
Yes.
What a horrible.
Oh, I
We just made that up.
I'd buy a plane, like a private plane.
That's a pretty big
Just to
fucking
get,
purchase.
I'd buy a private plane just to go back and forth to Funny Bones around the Midwest area.
You park it right next to the Funny Bone.
Yeah. I'm just Dayton.
I was rewatching Entourage, and that's one of the most impressive parts of Entourage is that the guy Vinny Chase, he flies private all over the place, even when he can't. There's a point in his career where you're like, you can't actually be doing this. You're not making fuck you money to be able to fly private, and they just have him flying private almost every episode.
Yeah. What would you buy, Yanni? Do you know?
Yeah, I'd probably buy an island.
You would
Island's a good one.
Okay, keep going.
Greeks always want to buy an island.
Buy an island. Then I would just invite business leaders.
Okay, yeah.
Politicians.
Okay.
Invite them
I've
down.
never heard of that.
Hey, okay. All right, I'll keep going. I like
Would you
this.
have a middle-aged woman sidekick that would help you out?
I would need help. I would need somebody to help me out
Right,
with
yeah,
the
for
party
sure.
planning. So
Sure.
I'd probably look for somebody who recently lost a father or something.
Yeah,
A
maybe.
mysterious death. off
I
the
love
yacht.
this so far.
Just shot in the dark.
Yeah,
Shot in the dark. Yeah.
has daddy issues. and
This is
willing
actually
to
Ruby
do-
Tuesdays started the same way. Keep going.
Someone who had a high standard of living and then
Yeah.
lost that high standard of living and then wanted to continue that high standard of living.
Okay, there we go.
It'd be good if that person's father was connected to some type of intelligence agency. Only because you're going to be flying in business leaders.
Well, I'd want a purpose in life.
Right.
And I'd want to, do something for some cause. I'd want to
Right.
for a cause.
And would you pretend that you were something else just so you don't get bothered?
Yeah, well, I
like
would-
pretend maybe a wealth manager of some sort.
I would need,
Just throw it
I
out
would
there.
need just sort of like a cover job,
Right,
Right, like,
yeah.
just,
Like,
hey,
That's New York financier.
that would be a good
Guns
one.
Pots.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah,
a good one.
yeah.
I mean, that's
New
a good guess.
York
Yeah, good guess.
I would guess I'd probably just say, hey, I'm a financial wealth manager or something like that.
And then, people would talk to you, and you'd have very little knowledge, financial insides and outsides. Yeah, but you are a wealth manager. You're financier.
And that I'm from Brooklyn and not
Yeah.
really that great or don't have a master's wouldn't raise alarm bells.
The fact that you were just used to be a math teacher is irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. Nobody asks questions when you have money and you're around
Yeah.
someone who went to Oxford. I'd want someone to. The person who helped me, I'd want them to have some cachet.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
To be someone from a social scene. So I'd have to pick somebody good.
And it would really not throw up any red flags if you knew a lot about aerospace and physics.
It would be
and you really and rocket science. You just wouldn't be a big deal.
It wouldn't be a big deal because I'd want to spread my wealth around.
Yes,
So I'd want
of
to go to
course.
Harvard and invest in science
Yeah.
departments
Yeah.
and
Right.
bring people together. Like,
Yeah.
Scientists, and business leaders,
and 14-year-olds.
and then
Well, younger, 'cause smaller hands.
It's more of a mentorship. It's more of a we would want to mentor people.
Yeah.
We want to
Yes.
bring generations together and then see what happens. What you want to do is just put them together and see what happens.
Yeah.
On my island, that's
Yeah.
where there's no law, no interaction from society. Just see what happens.
See what these men impart wisdom to this younger generation.
Exactly, and I just want to see what would happen.
Yeah.
Hey, it sounds like a completely original.
Well, it's unique and original.
That's
what I like.
exactly right.
It's unique and original.
It must be annoying though, like if you were one of those scientists where Jeffrey Epstein has, footage of you like having sex with a 14-year-old, and then like you just have to hear his thoughts on science, even though you're smarter than him. Where you're like, yeah, Jeffrey, that's a great point. I didn't think of that my first year of undergrad. I'm not nodding because you have a picture of me getting titty fucked by an 11-year-old.
It's very funny when you see the
I said the guy. Yeah.
the depositions where he's being interviewed. And
Yeah.
it just has a Brooklyn accent.
Yeah.
And it's like an old school Brooklyn
Yeah, it's like
accent.
an old one. He's like, although I would like to answer that question, I've been advised. He sounds like fucking.
He sounds like Karen from
It's like,
Goodfellas.
yeah, it's like my lawyer has advised me not to answer that question.
It's an Ed Koch era Brooklyn accent.
And Dr. G, who was on our podcast last week, was analyzing that video, and he was like, he is so fucking smug. And that because
He's so
the way he
confident
said it,
in that
he
video.
goes, I'd really like to help you.
Yeah, he goes,
But
I'd love to answer that question right
my
now.
Fifth Amendment
Yeah.
rights, you know?
Well, he says 3 different amendments. 2 of them I had no idea that you could even invoke. I thought it was just the
Yeah, he's like the
Fifth Amendment.
16th. They're like the women's right to vote. What?
I don't think there's it's cool to eat 12-year-old pussy amendments. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He's
But
like,
can you imagine the confidence that comes with knowing you have blackmail on the most powerful people?
Oh, yeah.
and you're fine,
That
and you're going
must
to be
come
fine.
with so much confidence.
And you're like, they're going to kill me in my jail cell with using an orange laser beam.
yeah.
I guess I would be terrified the whole fucking time that somebody was gonna do what
So
they
what
end
is
up doing to him.
What is the? I know that nobody believes that he killed himself, but what is it? How was he murdered then?
Oh, there's no
Nobody-
chance he killed him.
No, but I'm saying, but what did they do? Did a guard go in
Somebody
there?
choked him to death.
That's just like an inmate, somebody
Yeah.
who was sworn to secrecy, just choked him to death.
All the prisoners were moved the next week or something, or the next month.
And then
We
they
don't
have
really
a
even
missing
know.
they have a missing minute from the thing. So
So did they
Three
kill the
minutes.
guy who
It's up to
killed
3
Epstein?
minutes.
I would
minutes?
It's
assume?
up to 3 minutes. Yeah.
Where they moved him like a priest.
It's up to 3.
I could totally see them moving that guy and then having that guy get killed. Yeah.
also the
Right,
balls
it's not even makes the news.
That makes the most sense.
the balls on them to put that out as like this is the straight up footage and not think that every online sleuth is going to be like, okay, we'll see right now. I have nothing to do since pandemic. I got nothing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like someone just Googled, "Is this did Adobe edit this?" Yeah, was this an Adobe edit? And they're like, "Yeah, it was an Adobe edit."
Have you guys heard about the
mothership?
The mothership that's coming. Guys?
Yes, Yannis and I were actually saying in conjunction with the Epstein stuff, we were
Right.
saying this last week, that because this is getting too hot now, this is like boiling, like there's no way out of it. The only way out of it for the president or any administration is to say aliens are coming and we focus
Even
on that.
better.
That's
What
we thought.
How it happened was we were joking about Epstein on one of our bonus episodes on History Hyenas, and Chris said, "What do you think's going to happen next?" So you think aliens are coming now? And then 2 days later,
There's a story.
yeah, and I don't want to say, because I don't want people go crazy on the internet. I don't want to say, but the scientist, just pull up the scientist. Do you know the scientist?
Avi Loeb? We had him
you're
on the
just
show.
going,
Friend of the show.
yeah, you're just going.
Hey, I'm not
You
gonna
don't-
go.
you
I'm
don't
not
want-
gonna. I am not gonna go there.
Yeah,
but,
but I mean, if it's a certain
Oh, I
country,
just realized what you were saying.
you know what I'm saying?
I can't.
Couldn't it have been a Chinese guy? It was like one of those times.
Well,
where, like,
actually,
I'm sure when
China. I don't. I mean,
couldn't it have been a fucking Indian guy? Did it have to be an Israeli fucking scientist?
there's
who
plenty
happens
of
to
Chinese
say-
scientists who do. Now look. Because of recent events, I can understand where that thought would
Well,
come
I'm
from.
saying if we're suspecting that it may be the influence of that country because of all the Mossad connections,
Oh.
that's what I'm saying. You're going.
Well, you know, it would be hilarious if the ship landed, the aliens came out, and they're like, "We've been around the universe, and the age of consent universally is 13 years old. It's okay. Anyone who had sex with a 13-year-old or younger, totally fine."
No, the
So-
best is that they said they're hostile. You're going like, how do you know?
How do you know they're hostile?
Yeah, did they flip the finger on them?
That's-
I mean, how do you know that they're hostile?
So
Maybe they're.
what's this
Maybe
then?
they want to
This
know
is
who's
what
on the
this is
Epstein
next.
list too.
This is after.
Oh,
But they're just jumping
Look,
the gun. For some reason.
there's no the point that
no,
I'm
it's okay.
micromachining Sean right now.
That's okay.
But the point that Sean's probably going to make, and to Giannis's point, Gulf of Tonkin. There's no reason to doubt that they would use a fake alien invasion to try to get
False
defense
flag.
contractors more money. No matter what the government, most likely you will get the governments with the largest military. We're up there, Russia's up there, China. The people who they say know all the stuff about UAP, China, Russia, USA. It's everybody who's got the biggest defense Israel. The places with the biggest defense contractors are linked to these.
What I was going to say is what we were talking about before, which is you guys know Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, right? Then these guys are they're UFO investigators for people who don't know, but if you listen to the show, you know exactly what it is. I will say Jeremy is a guy. He's very, very intense, and but he's a good dude, and he tells the truth. And 6 months ago, I don't know if you've seen this clip of him saying. He 6 months ago, before this story was in the news, he was saying, "I know the next big lie that's going to come up is they're going to tell you that there's a mothership, or there's a spaceship on its way here."
I saw that.
and that's nefarious. And this wasn't a week ago. This was 6 months.
I saw
ago.
that, yeah.
And he goes, "I know the document that it's based on. I've seen it. That they're going to use that as the starting point to get this narrative started." And you'll see it talked about more than even like the Chinese balloon stuff was in regular news. You're seeing this mothership.
and
thing
what's the
brought up.
reasoning? All distraction stuff.
he has a really great idea that he thinks it's based on a military-industrial complex thing. So to keep their stranglehold. Also, what it does is they come, you get freaked out, your inquisitiveness about the topic goes back into the Stone Ages because you're just glad that we're being defended against it or something like that, or the narrative that they're shaping becomes your answer to what this was. And hey, America won, or the good guys won, kind of thing. Now I don't know if it'll get to that point. My thing was this. I don't see where we're at now with how much distrust there is, how much divisiveness, how much technology people have on their own. How they're going to be able to even pull this off even a little bit, if that's what it is, if it's phony. How? Because there's people that are going to, just like the Epstein tape, a more advanced version of that, people going and realizing like, yeah, this is CGI. They did this video here. This is them, somebody setting up an IED somewhere, but they're pretending it's a laser beam, whatever it is. I don't see it. I don't see people not believing it immediately, just as much as they don't believe Fravor and they don't believe Corbell and Knapp already. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see how. I think building it up to November and then like he said, setting up some sort of incursion or some sort of attack.
So look,
it's like Independence Day. It's crazy.
You guys are well researched in this, experts in this all. So what are the alien stories, or like the top one that is confirmed that is actually true for real?
Well, there's nothing is like confirmed. Like there's ones that I always say, if you want to look at the most real life examples, read UFO and Nukes by Hastings, because all it is just
straightforward information.
The incident, who was there, what happened. There's no like theory or anything.
But even those could theoretically all have been faked as well.
Sure.
Every
I mean, like
one.
they could all be in on it. It's very unlikely, but they could all be. The thing that made me think this could be a false flag thing is that one of the people that has kind of been on the forefront of this issue, Ross Coldhart, has confirmed that one of the famous videos, the David Fravor one, right?
Well, one of the famous stories. You guys have heard of the Tic Tac and the guy.
The footage.
The guy was the F-18 pilot who.
Oh yeah.
Who,
in the New York Times.
Now, based on his sources, this guy Ross Coulthard, who's like on 60 Minutes in like Australia. The guy's like legitimate journalist. He was on the show as well, and now he's saying that he has very good information that it's Lockheed. It's us. It's that Tic Tac is retroactively engineered stuff that we made on this planet.
From UAP technology.
That third party government contractors. So now you have an added angle to this thing where government contractors aren't sharing what they're 100% of what they're doing with the government. So
wait a second. Is
that's
it
interesting.
Based on alien technologies?
Yes.
Yes. He doesn't deny that because he says the retrieval program is real, and Lockheed and these other companies are involved in retrieving the craft themselves, because what it does, it gives believable culpability to the government, because it's a third party company that happens, and it becomes the FOIA can't touch it with the Freedom of Information Act, so you can just have all this secret information in company files instead of government files. So that probably, but in doing that, what it seems to, in my theory, what happened is you gave them everything and they just ran with it and then told you shit and then gave you little crumbs here and there and gave you the F-18, the F-22, and stealth bomber and this, but without you knowing, they were building these things that were 1,000 years ahead of what you were flying in wars and in your country or in your missions, whatever it is.
So the dark then theory would be Lockheed Martin essentially fakes an alien invasion. They shoot it. I would say they shoot a federal building. I would say someplace more in the Midwest, more of like an Oklahoma City thing than a New York thing. Make it more American this time. Make it more could happen to anybody. If I was in their if I had no soul and I was in their driver's seat, that's probably what I would do. And then when you do that, you have defense contracting budget forever. No one is ever going to deny a defense budget or the Pentagon if a spaceship blows up a random building. And no one would ever deny funding for them again.
Right.
But it's not like they're having a hard time getting funding now.
That's my point about it. Well, but let me ask you guys this, because we were just talking for a while. What could you see? So say this is, first off, do you buy into these articles, both of you? Because if you so basically what Avi Loeb was talking about, and if he has no ulterior motive, what he gives scientific reasons as to why he thinks this thing is not a non-natural
He says they're going to hide behind the sun, and then you won't see them, and then maybe they come, they could change course. I mean, anything can happen. Just be scared of it. As long as you're not talking about the other thing, we're fine.
So say it's false flag. What do you guys think the reasoning would be?
Well, he tried to predict another one, right? So he had one.
The Oumuamua.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
well, he thinks he wants the thing now is he's obvious pitching to use Juno or the satellite that we have already up there to intercept, which everyone else is saying that's probably not everyone.
Well, there
Some
was a
people are
senator
saying
that put a request in.
there's a senator that put a request in, but there's a lot of people like Ross who think that would be a bad idea, would cost a ton of money, and wouldn't be effective.
Well, eventually we're going to get hit with something, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the chances are always slim, but I mean, there's always shit. Like we got hit before,
Yeah.
and it took out the dinosaurs.
Right.
We don't want to get hit again.
I think that most likely, if something like this happens, I think more people are going to think that it's a false flag than not. I think
what I think.
Because now it is like one of those things where like I view somebody like my mom, right? Like my mom, very religious, old school.
You're
lady.
like terrorist.
Yes, right. My mom,
Like-
yes, she's in the Mujahideen. She would tell you 30 years ago, if I would say, "Oh, are aliens real?" She'd be like, "Absolutely not. That's ridiculous. That's not what the Bible says." Blah blah blah. Where now you talked about aliens, she's like, "Oh, they probably are. They probably are real." And I do think the government is involved in
Right,
them
right.
somehow. So it's like that's become more commonplace now. So eventually, it's going to get to a fever pitch where they're just going to something's like the lights in New York, New Jersey that remember last year and they were
Yeah,
up
the
over there.
drones?
People just accepted the fact that they were aliens and the government's not saying what they actually were. It's never actually been told, right?
It's probably a bunch of things.
Many
Chinese drone
different-
technology,
Yeah,
probably some UAP too.
And
Right.
but it's almost, and then a couple people are saying if it's China, that's worse because it's China, and that they're here with doing things with impunity.
because the government, U.S. government, really they made up. I mean, President Biden at the time said, "I don't know what those are."
If there are aliens that have come here, there's no way they're bad, because you can tell. Like the smarter people get, the better they get, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you're
We
at
would have been
that
wiped
level,
out if they wanted to take us out. They would have taken us out.
they're not going to be bad. They're going to be nice.
Yeah.
They're gonna be nice people.
I think that most likely they're just very interested in us.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't really care either way.
Yeah.
I think that most likely, but who knows? Maybe there's some. I don't think that. Like just from doing this podcast, I don't think that we're the only humans in the universe.
Right.
Like I think that there are other humans on other planets.
Well, so
And specifically humans like us.
specifically humans.
yeah, human-like
Yes.
being. There's. So I was going to say this for later, but if you can go to the page,
I'm sorry, that have the same kind of technology as us, or could
Same
be further,
DNA for the most part.
same.
They could be
that
further
look like,
behind.
they even talk about they talk about the Nordics, and they're like the Nordics are big, but they look like they're from the Netherlands or from Austria or from, like they look like humans. They're
Are they?
humans.
Are they real? Is that confirmed?
There's been
Where are
many,
they? Scandinavia? Where are they hiding?
But how did they get here then?
at IKEA.
No, but didn't they like?
the type of alien Avilob doesn't want to.
Yeah, it's like, those ones.
We had you around in the 40s.
Because I think I heard that they're like assimilated somewhere, right? Like they're hiding in plain sight.
So here's the thing: there's a guy named Robert Bigelow, Bigelow Aerospace. He's the guy who started budget hotels around the country. Guy made
No relation to Bigelow Tea.
Who's Bigelow T?
Isn't it Bigelow? Isn't a tea company Bigelow
There's
Tea?
Bigelow
Oh.
too. There's also Bam Bam Bigelow, wrestler
Right.
who died in a fire.
So I don't think any relations at all. Yes.
All right.
But this guy, Robert Bigelow, devoted his life to this topic because his grandparents told him that they saw a UFO when he was younger, and they were like, these are not people that would have said that, and I've believed it, and I've been interested since I was 8 years old, and he amassed a fortune. He amassed a fortune so that he could study this topic when he was older, and he made billions of dollars. So he started Bigelow Aerospace, and he's studied all sorts of materials. And recently, he's gotten out of the topic of UFOs and NHI, and he's gotten more into the topic of consciousness and what happens after death. But when he's asked about UFOs, he's twice now. There's two different interviews where he has said. they're here. They walk among us. You just don't know. If you knew, and if disclosure actually happened, they did studies about what it would do to the people, and they said they looked at other things like Iran-Contra and probably Vietnam and all these things, and they said it was 1,000 times more of an effect on the public in the study than what people actually probably believe it would be. Like it would just create complete turmoil
Do the aliens who are walking among us know they're aliens and don't say anything?
I think so. Yeah.
Gary Nolan also believes this. Like it seems like there's
comes
more
up
and
a lot.
more. There's more and more smoke to the fire. But Sean put an interesting list together.
So
folks.
I said, if that's true, I'd like to give you guys a few names.
Okay.
And we say alien or human.
Okay.
NHI alien or
and I want to add one to the end too.
Okay, sounds
sure.
I just want to say, Chris asking that is suspicious. That's something an alien would ask.
if the aliens
true.
know.
I know you're not an alien,
Yeah.
Pat.
Yeah, would
You may be
aliens
the missing link.
Yeah, would
You may be
aliens have
something else, but-
have HPV? 'Cause if so, then I'm a shitty version of
You
alien.
gave it to me. First up on the list, Tracy Morgan. I saw him sing R&B full volume with a giant Bluetooth speaker and a Rugrats sweatsuit on one time.
Yeah.
So you tell me, alien or human?
I mean, I would have said alien, but then I was at the game, the Knicks game last year, where he was just vomiting courtside all over everyone. I was like 2 rows away from him. I was like, oh, that's human. Yeah.
That's a great reason.
Yeah, I got some of his puke on my shoes, so I'm like,
Is that true?
That's true. That's even, me and Yannis were there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that could be a reason why he is an alien.
Yeah,
Like, who just throws up like that? Like,
you remember we were
it was
watching
like,
it.
was.
Yeah.
Couldn't handle the atmosphere or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say alien?
I would have to smell the vomit to see if it's, because it could have been Hennessy.
Right, right.
There's no Hennessy smell in the vomit. I'd be suspicious.
So if he can drink alcohol, that means that he is human because we
Well,
can
if
drink
he's
alcohol.
drinking Hennessy, it means he's black.
Right.
So that would mean he's human.
There we go.
Acting like a African American human.
And
Right.
dancing-
But if it smelled like nothing, then you're going like maybe this was an alien
Right.
who had a hot dog who just couldn't deal with the human food.
I was gonna say human with traumatic brain injury, but I was in front of the stand, and I almost vaguely remember you being there, but it was you. It was me and a couple comics and Tracy Morgan. And Tracy Morgan's like, oh, man, this is one of those days you just sit in the front of your car, you start jerking off with the girls go by the street. And we were all like, yeah, that's not a thing.
It's not one of those days.
You just tried to get us to admit to a crime with you. This is not a thing. People don't just take their dicks out when the weather gets nice, when there's hot girls and start jerking off on
it's
the
not
street.
even in the Limp Bizkit song at all.
It's not even the
It's
Limp
one of them
Bizkit.
days when you jerk off in the front of.
But was that an alien trying to like be like, oh, this is what guys you think guy
interesting.
talk is?
Guys who puke at the game. Okay, next up, let's get through the list here.
Okay.
I can't stand this person, and I think they're supposed to be that everybody hates them, right? That's
Right.
the whole JoJo Siwa, who I thought was one of the kids from
Who is that?
Full House.
Big
She was a-
YouTuber. You're gonna
Yeah.
get your daughters. My daughters are old enough to have experiences. Your daughters are still young, but they'll get to an age where they'll find JoJo Siwa. They're just not there yet.
So only last week I found out she didn't have Down syndrome. To give you an idea, I really thought
If
she
you can,
was mentally.
can you play a video of her, Pat, please, just so that we can watch? That's an old one. They do.
Wow.
That's when she was little, but
Now
here
she's
we
a
go.
lesbian.
The evolution of JoJo Siwa. Here we go. Hit the volume, just to give you an
She's
idea
unhinged.
of how annoying this person is. Oh, that's when she was that little.
I'm just like, yeah.
No, she's just. Oh, jeez. Of course, this girl's fucked up.
It's like Alien John Bonet.
Yes.
If you yell at me, I'm gonna cry.
You ever go to like the fan pages or something like this, and it's 90% dudes in their 40s?
Oh yeah.
Eesh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Well, she's like a gajillionaire because she sold these bows like on her head.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that what
so,
it is?
yeah,
My daughter
she's
had
very rich.
20 of them. I had to buy.
I've never even heard of this person.
No, she's huge because your kids are too little. If you have heard of them and with no kids, you're
And this is her
FBI's
now
most
as an
wanted.
adult.
I have heard of her, but it's because I have to be in show business and I flick through
Right.
these things.
Right.
And
But you also have a young stepson.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also she.
This is her now?
This is her now, and every other thing out of her mouth is how she's doesn't she call herself a genius? And she's like, I'm like the second coming of Christ. Like she just makes all these grand statements.
Yeah, she's.
That's just that could just be being on Dance Moms.
Yeah.
You know, Like, I think that show.
Well,
fucked
I'm
up
gonna say
horribly.
she might be an alien only because my kids are obsessed on Netflix with this K-pop and the Demon Hunter movie. I don't know if anyone
I
saw
heard
it.
of it. It's got a great reviews too.
It actually is one of those movies where you watch and you're like, oh, like the main song in the movie is this song called Soda Pop.
Yeah.
And you want to hate it, and you're like, then you do the research, and they actually made the song in a lab. Like AI made the song to be able to like know like what type of neurons to fire at
my
what
God.
humans respond to. And you watch it hypnotize my daughters, and they watch the movie as soon as it ends.
Yeah.
They're like, Daddy, put it back on. So I mean, I'm talking
Wow.
about. I'm not even being.
No, I believe you.
I'm not even embellishing. That movie has played in my house since the day it only came out a month ago. It's been on maybe 100 times. It is nonstop, and the whole premise of the movie is K-pop and the Demon Hunters is there are demons in the world, and they'll disguise themselves as big-time singers.
Yeah.
And then the people that fight them also disguise themselves as big-time singers and celebrities. And anyone who makes it to this mass critical acclaim is basically a demon or a demon hunter.
So it really is Puff Daddy.
Yeah, and then literally, and it's made my daughter, my little one who is 4, asked me, because she looks at me as like, someone in like the public eye, obviously not like this, but she's seen me perform in front of crowds. She's like, Daddy, are you a demon or a demon hunter?
No.
But she's not asking it like
just 'cause
in
the
a cute
show.
way. She's like, what are you?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're one of them, right? So in her mind, she thinks that's what celebrities are. So that's why I'm going to say after seeing this
She's
movie,
not wrong.
Right. Right.
Nothing of your dog. Usually it's usually they're either terrible or great.
Right,
There's
yeah.
not really a middle ground.
And Jojo Siwa, to me, I could say alien because if you get this mass critical acclaim,
Yeah, then you're just a demon or a demon hunter.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
We are in trouble. Next up, Jeff Goldblum. I think we can all see why.
alien Jew.
This podcast is getting flagged. Between Yannis and you.
So we get to the end of the list. Okay, you guys said all the aliens are Jewish. Interesting. Interesting.
I thought we got rid of all the aliens when Trump got in office.
Hey, don't make a fucking joke about Christmas.
Jeff Dunham, I'll say alien.
I'm basing that off the documentary about Jeff Dunham. Have you watched it? I've never seen so much ego in a guy who plays with puppets.
Yeah, the
in my
puppets
life.
are more human than Jeff Dunham.
I heard because he used to have a thing where he would get a bunch of comics to come up to his mansion to help him write his new. He paid him well. It wasn't like a shady thing at all. But they would pitch something, and then he would be like, I don't think Mr. Giggles would say that. He would speak on behalf of whatever puppet.
Yeah, the
were
writers
pitching
just
for.
have to eat it because he's giving him $10,000 a week. I guess you're right. Mr. Giggles wouldn't say that. I got a fucking mortgage.
These are some good ones, though. Wemby is interesting.
Oh, Wemby,
Right?
Physically, he doesn't look
physically.
like he's of the same species as
Do you know-
other humans.
do you know
He looks-
Wemby?
Yeah,
You know-
he
yeah.
looks Victor Wembanyama.
He
He also
could be-
just got back from like a Buddhist temple.
He
so
could be.
looks like
He could be a Nordic. He could be. He could be a.
Well, you know what's interesting too is like what I will say one thing is like how different humans are like physically.
Yeah.
Like no other animal is that kind of different in size. You definitely have bigger lions and smaller lions, but the disparage we have, like
Oh, yeah.
what other animal on this planet do you have the same species, someone who looks like that, and then someone who looks like us?
I think
Yeah.
even
Dogs.
Dogs. Right, that's the-
Chihuahua. And
Oh, that is true.
well, Giannis just really popped that bubble.
okay,
Like,
that's
Jesus
it.
Christ.
Right,
That's it.
man's best friend.
Man's best friend.
So other than that, the one who was linked directly to us.
That works. That
Right?
works.
Man's best friend.
Right?
That works.
You don't see it in fucking octopus.
No, you don't.
But you're right, because look at penguins. Same size. All those motherfuckers, same size.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, there's something interesting about that.
Well, Chris Ramsey,
Yeah.
who was on our show, did bring the point of like looking at it even from like a more of a macro level of like how many different species there are. Like that we have a world with a chihuahua and an octopus. You would think that these two things would be completely different worlds.
Yeah.
But like the fact that they're both here, it gives you the idea of like was Earth? Did someone come here and just plan all these?
Well, yeah,
fucking
I mean,
species?
even
Yeah.
human beings, we're one of the only animals on the planet that need all this help when we're first born. Like a deer is born and it's just walking.
Yeah.
Right? Like like other animals are born and they obviously need some help, but they like can survive for like with humans. You would think like if this is our planet, our native planet, why do we get skin cancer from the sun? It doesn't make any sense. The other animals don't.
That's a good point.
You know?
Yeah.
Why is this planet always trying to kill us?
Or also, they get to the point where they made babies cute. There's the whole thing, they make babies cute so the people want to take care of them.
Right.
We think of babies as cute so that we can help them survive the first X amount of years.
Let me ask, do other animals get STTs, or is it just us that has sexually transmitted diseases? I'm suspicious of that.
Koalas, that's right. Koalas
They
do have
get chlamydia.
STDs.
They get
and they
chlamydia.
have cat AIDS. They have cat AIDS.
Right.
Cats get AIDS?
Yeah.
I didn't know cats were gay.
Well, the meerkat I've been fucking doesn't have syphilis yet. So I don't know. I've been giving her a go.
Wow, they impacted by chlamydia.
Yeah.
Right.
These fucking nasty koalas?
Yeah, but what human gave it to him?
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, yeah,
Courtney Love.
Yeah, check the last time Joe DeRosa did Melbourne.
Joe does look like he should have a pouch.
Yeah.
He does look like a marsupial.
Yeah, like
DeRosa.
there should be a smaller Joe complaining about his career inside the bigger Joe
inside the
complaining
bigger
about his
Joe.
career.
A random topic I said just because anybody who puts the real before their name on social media thing, because then there you go. It's like, why are you using the real? Because
Right.
or maybe you're trying to cover up for being
Right.
alien.
Alien.
There you go. See the logic there?
Or how about the?
The
I
yeah.
remember Andrew Schultz at some point was going the Andrew Schultz.
Okay, there you go.
So alien.
Shouldn't need an alien.
To be fair, I don't know any other Andrew Schultzes.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't know another
I
one.
actually don't,
I don't
either.
know.
Let's skip to the end there. What was the one you wanted to have?
I
Dan?
actually do think that, pull up the Elon Musk coffee clip. Not Elon Musk, I'm sorry. Mark Zuckerberg, I don't drink coffee clip. And that to me is the weird. I've never seen a interaction kind of like this where someone just doesn't understand. No, there's like a clip
Especially a man of his intelligence.
where he's like, nah, yeah. I think it's the
Is it on
nah.
Theo Vaughn? Yeah.
It's the Theo Vaughn one where he goes, nah.
Oh, here we go. It's probably on. There's a short of it. Let's see. I've never seen this, so I'm excited.
Theo Vaughn. asked
Look,
Mark
he's
Zuckerberg.
wearing like a Kurt Rambis glasses.
He's wearing Meta. Those are Meta glasses.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
He's recording
Look
the
at
whole
this.
thing.
Look at this. There we go.
Nah.
I mean,
Wait,
you've had it.
I
We'll go
have.
back.
Some-
They didn't see the lead in. So he asked him, do you have coffee?
You drink coffee, man, or no?
Nah.
I mean, you've had it.
I have. Sometimes on vacation, I'll drink it recreationally. It's like every once in a while.
Just like it's like a celebration.
No,
Also, he's got reptile
I
teeth.
just like hate anything that messes with. I don't like any kind of chemicals or anything like that.
Oh, really? So you like to keep everything the equilibrium?
Yeah, my sister gives me such a hard time about this. She's like, "You're just sitting there raw dogging reality."
Wow. It's kind of true.
Look how amazed Theo is.
Here's the thing that annoys me about this clip is they took away the
drink
pauses, which is what really, because he goes, nah, and he just sits there and he stares at him for a little bit. It's
Yeah. Do you have an actual clip of the without
him just
without it
saying,
being in a reel?
"Nah."
Oh, for time, we can't do it for time.
We can't do it for time, but to me, what's creepier is the little afterwards. That was very alien.
Well, he just launched Prometheus, which is this big AI venture.
They're trying to get this. They're like
Spending
speaking-
trillions, right?
Before I was talking about super intelligent. That's the top of the mountaintop. Is the peak of the mountaintop is super intelligent AI, right? That's what they have to get to. They say that will be
And you said we're 5 years away from that?
something like that. 5 to 10 years. Away.
And what does that mean, though? Like,
We are null and void. We're lapdogs.
right.
They just do everything.
And then
think-
they'll make a decision if they keep us around or not.
They'll do every function for us. It depends on how, how Terminator 2 you get, where how much you put them into hardware. I guess. I guess because if we're the ones that are upkeeping them, putting the oil in there and fixing the screws, like on the AI farms, like he was talking about before, then you're going to need us. But nobody's going to have to work.
They're already creating diseases. That's how I think they'll do it. AI has already created diseases.
Dan always has something. I've never heard this.
No, it is. I mean, you can Google it. That's the thing that they think is going to be that basically AI is going to create a new disease that we can't.
How could they do that logistically?
How release it? I have no fucking. I think it's going to be the next housing crisis. I don't think we need to be worried
if
about it.
humans are using AI to manipulate the viruses or chemicals or whatever, then AI just changes something a little bit.
Yeah, doesn't tell us.
Yeah, it doesn't tell us.
So we're handing over control to them.
Well, because we do have to get these guys at it. Let's do the. Sean sent me a video today that actually I thought was the coolest UAP video. If this is true and not AI, this is one of the craziest UAP videos.
This is really recent. Comic Brian McKenna sent me this, and he's like, I've never seen anything like this. I haven't either. It's basically an orb, gigantic orb in the sky that looks pretty legit to me. It's in Mexico. Apparently, the locals have said this is a common occurrence in this area. They think that these beings or these ships are land inside this mountain or this volcano, whatever you want to call it.
That is wild.
Well, the Mexican government has already
moving too. It's disappearing.
They've publicly shown alien bodies, right? In Mexico, didn't they do that last year?
The Nazca mummies.
Was that disproven or that's real?
It hasn't been disproven, but I think because it's Mexico, people are like, it's Mexico. Two people from Cabo
Weren't
that got
they
drunk.
tiny?
They were tiny, yeah. But there's legends about tiny type beings that live in these.
Well, the guy who did
hill
the
areas.
remote viewing, McGonigal, who was on actually our buddy Chris Ramsey's podcast, the CIA brought him to Remote View Mars, and he said, hey, Remote View Mars 10 million years ago, and he saw beings that looked like us, but they were 10 feet tall and monitoring themselves in cryogenic chambers and shit.
What does that mean, Remote View Mars? I don't understand.
Remote view means just basically seeing into another room that's not there across space and time.
Got it. And you're saying this person has the power to do that?
Yes, the CIA does that. They do that. In 1992, one of the weapons of mass destruction found by Saddam was through remote viewing.
So what do you mean? So you're saying the CIA right now has the power to look back in time and ahead in time?
The CIA has the power right now from Virginia, technically, of seeing what we're doing in our studio right now, just from a guy sitting in a room looking out.
But how did they do that? How did they do that in Mars 10 million years ago? Like, how did they go into the past? Is my question.
I don't know that answer.
I do not know the answer, but I guess it would be on the quantum field. It's the same way they say that interdimensional time travel can happen because you essentially fold the field. So that's because of that time.
Yeah, because they're saying the new theory now is time. It's all like linear. It's not happening forward or back. It's all in the same line. It's not linear. Is what I would say. Right.
So if it's on the same timeline.
If everything's happening, it's almost like Arrival, or if you listen to the telepathy tapes and they're like all of consciousness, it's all based off consciousness and it's all happening at once. So there's in telepathy tapes, these autistic children, I don't know if you've heard it, but it's crazy. They all in common, like ones that don't know each other, talk about a place called the Hill where consciousness meets up from over the vast, just over all of time, and that's where they download all this information from other consciousness, and they're able to
Why children with autism are the ones that can?
Because they think they're closer to that world, that part of consciousness, they are than here because they're not physically present. They're trapped. They're just trapped in these useless bodies. So what they connect with is that other level of that outward level of consciousness. And listen to it if you can. I bought into it. Telepathy tapes. It was super popular about 6 months ago.
I was gonna go autistic telepathy.
Wait, just bring me to Pornhub.
We have to get you out of here. But
no,
guys,
I did want to say one other thing. About the off Sean's point. One of the moms of this autistic kid was like, "Well, can you teach me how to do it? Can you teach me how to do what you're doing?" And she said, "I can't." Because you already know how to lie.
Yeah,
that's I was like, when I heard that, I was like, what?
Whoa, yeah.
So which makes sense. And to add something even more bizarre, they're saying they're bringing in remote viewers to actually talk with some of the sentient craft telepathically, and they say the people that can do it the most are indigenous children or gay men.
Interesting.
Which is very bizarre.
We don't know why.
And if you've done a lot of drugs and alcohol or you're straight, forget it.
Well, I've told this story before, but when I was a pediatric physical therapist, in 2010, there was I used to treat children with autism, and one of the kids who was autistic, there was this female employee, right? And I wasn't there. I just heard the story. He, good kid, autistic, like nonverbal, whatever. And then, he got in trouble for this initially. He was in like 4th grade. He just went in and like grabbed her boob, which he had never done. He just like went like that, grabbing her boob. And then
This feels like it's about you, but keep going.
and so he, grabs the boob, gets in all this big trouble, blah, blah, blah. What did you do that for? Whatever, the behavioral issues, whatever. And then he literally, because he can't communicate, next day did it again. So they were like, what the hell is going on? And then the mother was like, maybe something
is wrong.
do you have maybe you have breast cancer or something, or maybe there's a problem. He's done this before to the dog, where he's pointed at the dog and there's been cancer, and sure as shit, the woman had a lump in her breast.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
There's multiple episodes about that, about the communicating with the teachers on certain things like that.
Yep.
It's batshit.
By the way, that excuse has never worked with me. But no, I'm a mentalist when it comes to
Come on,
kidney cancer.
I'm autistic.
I'm looking. There's something in here. I'm telling you.
Dan,
He just keeps going. I need more. I need more time. I need you to leave the room.
Dan just says
Sorry.
tune in Tokyo.
All right. Well, thank you guys
Thanks,
so much
boys.
for doing the show. Check out History
Thank
Hyenas.
you.
Anything else you want
Thank
to
you
say?
so much.
No, I
Check us
appreciate
out.
it, man. Check us out.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for doing this. I appreciate
And
it.
thank you for listening, guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks
you
to
next
Pat.
week.
Ian,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Bye-bye.